My name is Kirsty, and I'm a proud autistic woman, a working parent, and a carer to a teenager who is autistic, has ADHD, and an intellectual disability. All of these things intersect, yet he's only funded for one of them. I'd also like to begin by acknowledging disability and neurodivergent advocates, families, LGBTQIA+, and CALD, First Nations communities, and everyone working to advance human rights. And I also want to acknowledge my own privilege in being able to be here to speak today, because there are many people whose voices are never heard in rooms like this. I'd also like to note that I appear today at great personal risk because fear of agency retaliation is real and founded. But I'd like to tell you guys a story. So Fatima owns a small coffee cart. It's a successful small business that employs 2 casual staff, Jenny and Mark, who are both studying political science at university. The flexible work allows them to earn an income while completing their degrees. Fatima also has a 22-year-old son named Joseph, or Joe, who is autistic and has an intellectual disability. Every Tuesday, Joe's support worker Peter takes him to his GP appointment before supporting him to do his grocery shopping. They return home together, unpack the shopping, prepare dinner, organise Joe's washing and lay out his clothes for the next day. On another day, Peter supports Joe to run a small stall at the local market. Joe helps to set up, serves customers, and has built genuine friendships with other stall holders. He's not being taken somewhere to fill in a few hours. He's a stall holder. He contributes. People know him, expect to see him, and notice when he's not there. That is what real community inclusion looks like. Joe has a valued role, genuine relationships, and a place where he belongs. It took time, consistency, and the right support to build. If Peter's support is cut, Joe doesn't just lose funded hours. He risks losing his role, his relationships, and his place in the community. While Peter supports Joe, Fatima is at work. Now imagine Joe's funding is cut and Peter's support is no longer funded. Fatima can no longer leave Joe safely with Peter on those days. Instead of running her business, she has to provide the support that Peter once did. The coffee cart can no longer operate as it used to, and if the cuts continue, she may have to close it altogether. So Jenny and Mark lose the jobs that supported them through university and may need Oz study or other income support while searching for work. Fatima is no longer earning an income or paying tax as a small business owner. Instead, she may need the carer payment because she can no longer work while providing the support that Joe still needs. Peter loses work as well. Joe is not his only client whose funding's been reduced. When several participants have their plans cut, Peter no longer has the hours to maintain sustainable employment and may also need income support.
Kirsty, could we just jump in? There's news cameras in the room that are just about to start filming. Are you okay for that to occur?
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that...
Can I just confirm that I was going to wait until you finished. I didn't want to interrupt, but we do have a camera. Yes. If that's anyone is uncomfortable, you can absolutely say that you'd rather them not be here. That's absolutely fine. So I just want to make that really clear.
As long as he doesn't make any of us look fat, we're happy.
Love it. Cameras are notoriously not very good at that.
This guy's been quite good to me over the years.
Okay, great.
We want Oprah's filter or the Kardashian.
Yeah.
Hey, we want you to work your magic.
We will then proceed. Thank you.
Should I just keep going and ignore the little man?
Yeah, just pretend he's not there.
Little man.
Other?
Okay, so where was I? Right, Peter loses work as well. Joe's not his only client whose funding has been reduced. When several participants have their plans cut, Peter no longer has enough hours to maintain sustainable employment and he may also need income support. So that one funding cut for one person's plan has now potentially affected 4 people's employment. Before the cut, Joe was participating in his community, Fatima was running a business, Jenny and Mark were working while studying, and Peter was employed. And afterwards, 4 people may no longer be working or paying tax. Small business accounts for around 1/3 of Australia's GDP and employs more than 5 million Australians. When a parent like Fatima is forced to close a business because her son's supports have been cut, the impact extends far beyond one family. She loses her income, her staff lose their jobs, and the community loses a local business. If this is what we call sustainability, then I think we need to reconsider what that word means, because pushing people out of the workforce and closing small businesses is not sustainable. You can cut a person's NDIS plan with a simple stroke of the pen, but you can't cut the need that existed before you took the funding away. It still exists. This isn't just a disability issue. It's a workforce and productivity issue. Cutting disability supports doesn't save money. It shifts the cost elsewhere onto carers, businesses, the welfare system, health services and the broader economy. What you might think is a saving just turned into a far greater cost. Fatima's story is hypothetical. My story isn't. My son is autistic, has ADHD and an intellectual disability. Like many NDIS participants, the funding in his plan does not adequately meet his support needs. I don't have the option of stable full-time or part-time employment with predictable hours, annual leave, sick leave, or superannuation. I rely on flexible contract work because it allows me to respond when my son needs me, attend appointments, advocate across multiple systems and provide care when funded supports are unavailable. My son also had to leave mainstream school because his disability support needs were not being adequately met. That meant that I became even more responsible for coordinating his care, education and daily support. The flexibility of contract work is not a lifestyle choice. It is a necessity created by gaps in both the disability and education systems. I love my work. I am qualified, experienced and passionate about my work. Yet the inadequate supports available to my own son restrict my ability to participate in the workforce. And I know I'm not alone. Many parents of children and adults with disability are also carers. Some of them are highly skilled, really important people working across every sector of our economy, including nurses, paramedics, teachers, police officers, hospitality and retail workers, and public servants, some of whom probably work in this very building. Many have reduced their hours or even left the workforce altogether because they have become the support system of last resort. These are people who really want to work so they can provide for their families, but the simple fact is that if there's not enough funding to pay for supports, carers can't work. There's a whole workforce gone. We're also failing our teenagers with disability. These are the years when they should be finishing school. Some of them should be learning to drive if that's right for them, building their independence, developing their skills and working out what they want their adult lives to look like. Instead, too many are losing supports, being pushed out of education and becoming more isolated at the exact point their worlds should be getting bigger. Then they reach adulthood without the experience, opportunities or relationships that they were never given a chance to build. And the same systems that failed them act surprised when they're unemployed, living in poverty, experiencing crisis or becoming involved with the justice system. These outcomes are not happening because they're disabled. They happen because we keep denying young people the support they need, pushing them out of education and into segregated settings. What kind of future are we offering young people if the only pathway we create for them is living at home on the DSP and attending a day program? That is not inclusion, that is not choice and control, and it's not good enough. The NDIS is not just about costs and numbers. We're talking about real people with real needs and real lives. This bill is being sold as a way to make the NDIS sustainable, but when people can no longer work, businesses close,
Young people lose opportunities and costs are pushed onto already underfunded and under-resourced hospitals, housing, welfare and the justice system. That is not sustainability. It is simply deciding that disabled people and their families should carry the cost instead, and Australia will be living with the consequences for generations to come. Thank you.